Wow, we live in very, very, very interesting times. And what can I say? I just wanted to go live and oh, you hear the thunderstorm coming up. I wanted to go live and talk about what is going on in Colombia, what is going on with me, what is the plan. And I don't know about you guys, but sometimes I wake up and I think, is this really happening? Or is this all just up here? Anyway, as you can see in the title, something has happened, and I'm not saying I 100% got the virus, but around 2.5 weeks ago, um, I caught something for sure because suddenly I got a fever, and I rarely ever get fever in my life, and it was around 39 degrees, and I felt very weak. And I thought, oh, that's strange. That's not good. And I recently had body contact with somebody that traveled on an airplane just a couple of days earlier. So I thought, damn, I really have to self quarantine myself now. And that was before the quarantine was in place here in Colombia. Now it's illegal to go out unless you work in a major supermarket or in a hospital or the police. Um, Everything else is shut. No taxis, no shopping malls, no nothing. Right? Complete shutdown. So I quarantined myself, and yeah, the fever just got worse and worse every day. Right? And my feeling just got worse. The fever remained around between 39 and 40. But I had no cough. I wasn't coughing, I wasn't sneezing, my nose wasn't running. So I thought, after a fever, coughing is the most common symptom. So I thought, maybe it's just, something else, I don't know. And I had a fever for 9 days in a row. I never had fever that long and that high. Crazy, right? It's your boy. It says you have 103 million subs. Are you serious? Well, I know for sure that I don't even have 1,000 subs, but 103 mil, that wouldn't be bad. Anyway, so no other symptoms, just a fever, and then after 7 days, something in my lung was going on. I had the feeling like it was swollen, like almost like a swollen lung. When you breathe in, you feel like I can't really use the full potential of my lung because it's too tight. Somebody's sitting on my chest, that kind of feeling. And I never had that feeling before. You know, when you get a flu and you have a sore throat or a blocked nose? Nothing. Just a feeling that my lung is getting tighter and tighter. Really strange. But I also didn't want to go to the hospital because, well, first of all, there's no treatment available for this fucking thing, and also, what are they gonna do with a foreigner that has something that nobody wants? They're gonna either quarantine me in a very terrible. Well, I don't know if it's terrible. I don't want to talk about. I don't want to talk about some things that I don't know. I don't know how good or bad the Colombian health system is. I just was fearful about the consequences if I go to the hospital with something like that. So I instead self quarantined, didn't talk to anybody. I had my food delivered to the door, had them place the food and leave. didn't have contact with anyone. I got myself one of these. This is a asthma spray because there was a scientific study that was released in Germany that this spray helps release some of the symptoms in the lungs. But I set myself a limit. Obviously, I said, okay, if this gets worse than what I'm currently experiencing, then I'm definitely going to call an ambulance. And fortunately, that never happened. I never got above that state of a very tight lung. Then after 9 or 10 days, I had pain in my chest, but that was the final day. After that, the pain disappeared and the lung felt normal, and now the fever is gone. Right? I'm gonna measure. I haven't measured today. I'm gonna measure it right now. 36.4. So perfectly normal. So yeah, I think I made it. I survived. Hi, how are you doing? Bouncer Club. Demolition houses. What does your name mean? Demolition houses? How are you guys doing? Tell me about the situation in your country, because it's crazy what is going on here. Colombia is a poor country. There are no safety nets. There's no government money. All the US Americans getting a big check in the mail, all the Germans getting a big payout within 24 hours. None of that is happening here. People don't have shit, and everything is closed. The malls are closed, the shops are closed, no taxis, nothing. The street vendors, no income, no safety net, nothing. It's crazy. Yeah, man, I'm glad too. Me and my friend destroys houses. You gotta tell me more about that. That sounds very interesting. How can I have the chat here in the stream? Let me. Yeah, that works. From what I see and my friends in Colombia, you can go to grocery once a week based on ID number. So yeah, the rule is there is a complete shutdown. You can only leave if you want to go grocery shopping, and the rule is once per week. Now, there are no checks on that. At least I've never seen anyone ask for your ID number or some sort of proof that you haven't been there more often than once a week. Also, masks are recommended, but you don't have to wear a mask. Also, it's very hard to get your hands on masks right now. They're all sold out. And also in the shop, in the grocery shops, there's now huge lines. You have to wait because they only let like a handful of people in at the same time. And also when you enter, they give you little alcohol. They give you alcohol for your hands to disinfect, which I think is good. And I just don't know. I'm just wondering about the future. Where's this going? Because from my understanding, there's only two ways to end these drastic lockdown measures. One would be a vaccine, and obviously there won't be a vaccine available for another 6, 7, 8 months. The second option would be a major part of the population becoming immune, which also is not going to happen anytime soon. So in terms of the economic impact, what is the future, especially for poor countries like Colombia? I'm not too worried about the US and Germany too, because they can just print the money. They can just print infinite amounts of money. Uh, is that possible here too? I don't know. Colombia and Costa Rica both have done a better job keeping the numbers low and being smart with this than the USA. So let me talk about that. The numbers, right? The numbers of infections. That's not the number of actual infections, the number of confirmed tested infections. I've heard that there is almost no testing uh, capability available in Colombia. And also, if the number is so low, in Colombia, how the hell did I get the virus? I'm not saying I got it 100%, but I had a high fever for 10 days. I had lung issues. How did I get it if the numbers are so low? I really doubt that Colombia did a better job at containing the virus. Now, United States, that's a whole new story, I think Trump reacted way, way, way too late. Demolition Houses says, I can go outside, walk towards the road and see so many cars. That's crazy. What state are you in, bro? That's crazy. So I just don't know about the economic future. On top of that, not only that, there is a complete shutdown of the economy. Also, there is a huge, it's huge trouble with the oil price, and Colombia is a big oil exporter. I think 1/4, 25% of the whole economy relies on oil, and now the oil price is down to, basically the price of water. So all of that coming together is really, I think it's really troublesome for this country. Just don't die from it. Dying's not healthy. That is a good point. I try not to die from it. I think I made it now. I think I had it. I'm pretty sure I had it. As soon as there is any test available, I will take the test and confirm that I indeed had it, and I'm now immune, and that would be a good thing for me, at least. Left the day before the border closing and went to Costa Rica the day before they closed there back in Florida. Now, should have stayed. Yeah, you should have stayed. People running around almost like normal. It's absolutely mind-blowing, because we need drastic measures right now. Otherwise, this is not gonna stop for the rest of the year, and we are screwed if that is the case. By the way, guys, appreciate you 5 people in the live stream. Amazing. All right, demolition houses. See you soon. Talk to you later. So as I said, I'm now without symptoms for 7 days. I feel fantastic. Obviously, I'm still in quarantine, just to, not take any risks. But I'm very curious, and also for this channel, it's terrible, because I wanted to travel so much, and now I can't, which is obviously not a good thing. But with so much time on my hands now, I started reading more. I took great care of my cannabis plants. Let me show you the progress. what I look right now. If you've been in the previous live streams, then you can definitely see the progress. And just in case if you're wondering, yes, you are legally permitted to grow cannabis in Colombia. I think up to 15 plants is perfectly legal, unless, of course, you sell that stuff. But if you just smoke it, then no problems at all. Let's see. Bouncer Club says, I'm as freedom loving as anyone, and I hate government intervention. However, it does no good for one state to be following the rules and another not, because as soon as they open up, it's back. It's time to suffer for 3 weeks of lockdown so we don't suffer 6 months of half-arsed measures. You have a good point. Now here's the thing where I disagree, and that is 3 weeks. If you obviously there's a lot of ways to look at this, a lot of different scientific opinions, right? But I think the fact that we have to lower the reproduction rate below 1, meaning every infected person is now infecting less than 1 other person on average. I think that is the goal that we are aiming for. I think that is the general scientific consensus, if I understand it correctly. And also, if you look at where we are right now, then getting that reproduction rate below 1 is almost impossible to achieve within 3 weeks, I think. Especially if you're telling me that, you know, people are still walking around and driving around just like normal. People don't get it. People, and I don't know what it is. Maybe it's just in our nature that we try to push things away from us as long as possible. I was just like that. I mean, when this whole thing started, I thought, you know, just another Chinese thing, just like any other virus we had in the last 20 years, you know. And then more and more scientists came forward, and I really trust, you know, science and all that. But I had this inner feeling of, no, something isn't right about this. Something, you know, maybe I was just hoping that all of this was a media hype, because the consequences are so grim. But anyways, guys, I just wanted to give you a quick update. If anything new is happening, I will be posting a video for sure. I probably make another live stream on the street actually in the coming days, so make sure to hit the bell button, because only if you hit the bell button next to the subscribe button, you will be notified 100% sure when I go live. Just one last comment that I want to read, which I think is a good summary. We always feel indestructible, and it can happen to us Americans even more so. And I think the American attitude and the American, freedom-loving way of life is really being tested right now, and I'm curious to see how you Americans are going to deal with this. And I hope that more and more Americans are eventually understanding that we are, we have no choice. All right, so stay healthy and stay safety. Stay healthy and stay safe. That's what I try to say. I think I still have some viruses in my brain. So yeah, talk to you soon. Goodbye.